Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 160.
Yeah. Oh, 160. That sounds
Nice
like
round number.
Yeah.
I feel like 160 would be loaded with all sorts of little fun facts and tidbits. But I had to rush here after work, so I did little to no research on anything for this episode.
Oh.
So I did do a quick search on the train, and I came up with 2 things and a Pokemon, which will be the name of my autobiography. 2 things and a Pokemon.
That should be the next icebreaker for Watermark's year-end retreat or mid-year retreat. We'll do.
Find out what their favorite Pokemon is. See who listens to the actual podcast. Since we go through them all.
I like that. All right.
Okay, so I thought that these were kind of interesting. Okay, so South Bend, Indiana, which I believe is where Pete Buttigieg is from.
I think so.
Somewhere
I was going to say
in
it's. I was thinking it's a song, but that's
something
something else.
But they just celebrated their 160th anniversary.
Oh wow!
So that they've been around for
happy
160
birthday.
years. I thought that was cool.
Happy birthday to you.
According to the Food and Drug Administration, the average American consumes 160 bowls of cereal per year.
Oh wow! I bring that average way down.
Yeah.
Do you know how many bowls of cereal I average per year?
1 bowl.
0.
Oh, really?
I can't tell you the last time I had a bowl of cereal.
I eat cereal all the time. I love cereal.
You know what this will tell you like how misinformation spreads and how terrible misinformation is, and whether you research or not, up to you. But I read a report that it's bad for men's health to eat cereal every day, and so I stopped. I just don't do it. It's also
Really?
this. I also read, we talked about this I think before that soy products make men grow breasts. So I stopped drinking. I used to drink soy milk, and so I won't eat any like soy products. And I'm just, and it's probably false. It's just in my brain.
Actually, because I had heard that too, and I used to use protein powder because I would make smoothies in the morning, and I had a plant-based protein powder which used soy as the protein source, and I read that and I stopped using it, and I asked my doctor. I was like, does soy give you man breasts? Is that why I have tits? And he said, no, that is false. You have tits because you're fat. That is a true story.
No. Fried chicken gives people tits.
Yes. He said your gargantuan size is what gave you tits.
Oh, that's nice.
That's and nice then the only other thing I have is the Pokemon. I'm sure I'll butcher this name, so forgive me, Caitlin. But Feraligatr? Feraligator?
Oh,
Anyway, he's the final evolution of that little dinosaur, Totodile. I noticed they all have crocodile or alligator prefixes to them. But it's a water type big jaw Pokemon is what they call them, and it's known for its immense biting power. Both you and me go to. Oh God, I butchered that. Lord, you think I'd already finished a bottle of wine? Hold on, rewind that. Go back. You and me too, girl. There we go.
I don't believe in evolution, so I'm glad that we're moving past these like evolved Pokemon, and we'll get a whole new one next time. Oh, it evolves too?
They all evolve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all out of a big bang. Of course, I'm kidding.
This conversation is devolving.
I do believe in de-evolution.
Yes, well,
if you just look at the last year, you can see the de-evolution of
the last week has shown it.
Right?
So what do you got?
Oh, I have a couple of things, I think. Speaking of protein powder, when you were talking about protein powder,
Yes.
when you go to Tropical Smoothie, right? You ever go there?
Yeah.
You can
yeah.
get protein powder in your thing. You can either get I forget what it is. Maybe it's soy. No, it's sort of it's not plant based. It's animal based. There's like that one. They're like, oh, do you want this protein? Oh, whey. Like, do you want whey or pea powder? And every time they say pea powder, I'm like, like, no, I don't want pea powder. That's gross.
Pea powder is disgusting.
Yeah. So drink mix 160. This will tell you how you missed nothing on your research.
Yeah.
Our listeners are probably sad that you didn't find anything because my research is always shit when it comes to these numbers. But Drink Mix 160, it's a sports drink that utilizes hydrogel technology.
Huh.
Maybe you should give that a try. After that, I've only got my standard things.
Yeah.
So the 160th episode of Friends, it's a good one, and I think it's one that you guessed last week.
Oh, it's when they all turn 30. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
when she breaks up with Tad.
Yeah, it's funny because it's so ridiculous. like that they go back and in every one of them Joey's crying because no, not you too, and he's mad at God.
You know, when I turned 30, I felt that pain. I was like, me too, Joey, me too.
You know, I drank heavily when I was turning 30 and when I turned 40. So I don't remember. I think I was excited about an excuse to drink. So it's not like I don't think like 30 or 40 ever was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting old.
40 I was fine with. Like 40, even looking forward to 50 doesn't bother me. For some reason, approaching 30 hit me hard.
Really? 50 was a party for me. Like, I was excited about turning 50. Like, I had just lost a bunch of weight. And, I mean, you can't tell now. But I was just, I felt like I felt great. I looked great. I was going on a 7-day cruise. Life was good. Although now I spend a lot of time doing, like, looking at my neck.
Thinking about 60.
Or I was thinking about 52.
Oh.
I feel like I'm starting to I think it's starting to crack. Like I'm starting to, for a long time people would be like, "Oh, you're how old? Wow, I thought you were way younger." And I'm like,
"Here, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you something that happened this week to 2 celebrities that'll probably make you feel better." Harrison Ford just won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Actors Awards, formerly the SAG Awards. And he has had no surgery. He's 83, 84, 86, something like that. He's in his 80s. And he shows every wrinkle. He was up there sweating like a whore in church. The lights were beating on him. I know all he wanted to do was be at home in his comfy shoes and his comfy pajamas in front of the TV. But he was there in a tuxedo, sweating and wrinkling it. And he was like classy. Like, you know what? He ages gracefully. He is near death. It sounded like, because his voice was very shaky. I hope he's still got many years ahead of him.
This guy's been through it.
Yeah.
He's like been in plane crashes and shit, right? Because he flies his own planes and like
he does.
One crash.
I mean, I know when he was on Air Force One, it crashed.
No, like,
after he threw Gary Oldman off it, and he was like, "Get off my plane."
There was a movie he was in with Anne Heche.
Oh, 6 days, 7 nights. Yeah.
I feel like sometime around that filming of that, he was in a plane
right.
crash.
I think, I remember something happened. Yeah,
he was flying and it went down, and they had to postpone or something.
But yeah, when you're in your 80s, that's 8 decades of living you done, and it shows on his face. But it's like it's very distinguished on him.
Do you know any 80-year-old people?
Yeah, I know a couple.
Okay, so picture that 80-year-old person that you know, and then picture Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
those things don't match, do they? Like, he just seems. Maybe
the 80-year-olds I know are women.
Movie magic?
Well, no, the 80-year-old women I know look younger than he does.
I don't mean look. That really.
Yeah, he looks.
Wait, what 80-year-old woman you know looks younger?
My mom's friends. They're both in their 80s, and they look younger than Harrison Ford.
God. You know, the way you say that, I immediately picture like a table where 80-year-old women are sitting around crocheting or playing mahjong and spilling the tea, and it made me happy.
Ba, 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 thank
Is
you
that-
for being a friend.
Is that
That's
how
what
it
they're like.
happens?
That's how
Or
they're
is
like.
it,
Yeah.
I was actually going for the Cam thing where like.
Oh no, they're like Golden Girls,
Oh, okay.
eating cheesecake, talking about men. The other flip of that coin is all the shit happening with Jim Carrey this week.
Oh, right.
And
Like they all think that he's
They all
that-
think he's
that
a
an
body
imposter.
double because he had so much work done. I saw a TikTok the
Yeah.
other day from a plastic surgeon who was like, I know that you all think that this is not Jim Carrey, but it is, and here's the procedures he had done. And he pointed out the tells that show what procedures he had done. And he just looks scary to me. Like
Listen, if
crazy.
you were Jim Carrey's, if you're Jim Carrey's plastic surgeon, you can't be feeling good about yourself right now.
No, that other surgeons are like, yeah, I can see where you cut there. Oh, I know what you
He
did
should
there.
have. He should have called. What's her name? Chris
Jenner?
Jenner. Yeah.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
have called Chris Jenner's plastic surgeon.
Yeah. You know who they
Yeah,
should
that's a
you
good
know who
one.
they should never
According
call?
to Kathy Griffin, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, call
Um,
hers. Kathy Griffin got good work.
Oh,
done.
Kathy Griffin's got good work too. Cher
Yeah.
too. Cher was at the Grammys, even though she was walking around like a senile old lady, not knowing what's going on. She looked fantastic.
She always does. I don't know. That's magic.
That is
How old is she? Is she 103?
Yeah, she's like in triple digits, and she's a witch. Didn't you ever see The Witches of Eastwick? She's a witch. That's
This
how she
reminds
does
me
it.
of something. It reminds me of something. I feel like I have to get this out real fast.
Yeah.
I have. I have talked about not being a huge fan of Madonna. Over
You
the
and
years.
Cher both.
I'm not like somebody who is like I didn't have Madonna posters up. It's like there's men of my age and a little bit older than me like worship the ground Madonna walks on, and I just was never that kind of a person.
Yeah.
But I happened to catch A League of Their Own this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I just gotta say, she's great in that.
Yeah.
And it reminded me that every song she sings for a movie is stunning.
Yeah.
And she is an incredible talent. And so don't listen to the shit I said before.
Yeah.
She's great.
I love Madonna. I do. I love Cher, Madonna, and Bette Midler are like my elder trio of divas that I adore. With that said, Madonna is definitely the worst actress of the three.
Well, of
her acting
course.
is terrible. I love her and I love her music.
No, she's good at. I mean, she's good.
She's good
at A League of Their Own
A League of Their
because
Own.
she was playing.
Yeah.
a certain type. Of,
I also like her in Dick Tracy. I think she's good in Dick
Mm.
Tracy. But later, and I even liked her in Evita. I thought she did really well in Evita. But
Yeah.
everything else she's terrible in. But I just saw, because I'm trying to get off of all social media, and TikTok's proving to be quite hard to get rid of. So I was on TikTok the other day, and it was one of those, did you know about A League of Their Own? And did you know that Deborah Winger was originally cast in the Gina Davis role and left the film because they cast Madonna?
really?
Yeah, she thought she said it was going to make the movie into a big joke and that Madonna is a terrible person and she doesn't want to be in a movie with her. And then she dropped out of the movie.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Not too bad
good,
for Gina
because
Davis.
Gina Davis is great. In
Yeah,
this.
she's fantastic.
I think now. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I think Deborah Winger in that role would have been a little too much on the nose.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
yes,
Okay.
on the nose. It would be too much on the nose. She has a big nose.
I do like. I
how-
love
How
Deborah
are we going to
Winger.
get in trouble? First of all, I don't know. It's like whenever we talk about actors or actresses or singers or something, I'm like, oh, listen, I'm going to say something bad about them. But listen, I really like them. I am indifferent about Deborah Winger. I could take her or leave her. Officer and a Gentleman, I don't watch it for her. Terms of Endearment, I don't watch it for her.
Oh my God! Terms of Endearment.
She's good in
Ugh.
it, but Shirley MacLaine makes that movie. But I mean, Deborah Winger is one of those people where it's like, Oh, she hates people? Like, I care. I don't think about
Yeah,
her.
it's disappointing to hear that somebody is just like, oh, I can't believe that you have this person in here, so I'm not doing
Yeah.
this film. But I'm glad because Gina Davis looks great. Also, the woman that plays older Gina Davis looks nothing like Deborah Winger. So
And
it
it's
wouldn't.
not Gina Davis. Do you
Isn't
know?
that blew my fucking mind?
Until, I'm not even joking, till like I was in my 30s, I thought that was Gina Davis in old people makeup.
Yeah. Also, the actress that played Kit, I just feel like the older actresses look like
Just
an
like
older
them,
version.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that is
I
good
love that show.
casting.
I will say, like, even though I made that joke about Deborah Winger and it being on those, one thing that I liked about the series is that the series talked more about the lesbians that were involved in baseball
And the people
like,
of color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's much more
this
diverse.
This didn't do that, and that kind of made me sad.
I was sad when they canceled that show.
Yeah,
It
we
was
really
so
liked
good.
it.
Yeah, it was really good.
That really, like, there's a scene in that series that really clicked for me when it came to just like seeing a visual of how race relations were so bad. And it was just that scene where the two black girls are in the factory and the white people are coming, and so they just kind of like, oh, they're coming, and it was just like, oh, we have to be like, we have to pretend like to be a certain way to not offend the white people walking by, and that just, like, for some reason blew my mind. Like, that's absurd. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Right. But it wasn't that way.
No.
And
Was
in some
Queen
places,
Latifah
it's
in
not
the
that way
show?
today. I don't think so.
I don't know why, but you know how you always link like an actor or actress to like a show or a movie, and then you look it up and they're not even in the movie. Like the whole Sinbad was in a Kazam movie or something in the 80s or 90s.
Oh, right.
And it's just, for some reason, I always link Queen Latifah to A League of Their Own, the TV show. But I'm like, I don't think she's in it. Why do I link her?
Isn't that one of the Mandela effects?
Yes, the Kazam movie. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't. But I think, or is it that they think it's Shazam?
No,
I don't know.
It's Shaquille O'Neal did Kazam in the 90s.
Oh.
And for some reason, people associate Sinbad with the role.
Right,
but he was never in it.
But he was in a
No,
genie movie called
never
Sinbad,
in a genie.
wasn't he?
No.
What?
No, that's the whole thing. That right. So, like, just a couple of years ago, he did a mock trailer of the movie Kazam or Shazam, whatever it was called, where he pretends to be a genie. And he made a mock trailer of it because so many people swore up and down he did a genie movie back then. But he never did.
I keep seeing these things, these AI created, like, fantasy movies that are supposed to come out, and that's all fake. I just want to say to the world of Hollywood, it is okay, and I encourage you to remake The Never-Ending Story.
No, don't touch it.
Yeah, go ahead. Do whatever. It's so great, but now I'd like to see what you could do with it now. I'm all about it. I think don't change the song. You know, like,
love that
they
song.
redid Ghostbusters and
we
the song.
hated it.
No, the first one.
No. We hated the remake.
No. I'm talking about.
I say we as society, not me.
The first remake was
the one with all the women.
Great. No. Oh, yeah, I guess that was the first remake. The second remake, but the first.
That's what I
movie
was
of the second
joking
remake.
about. Everybody seemed to hate the all girl.
Well, that's just because, that's because as a society, sometimes we can be stupid, and they're fine. There can be an all-female.
The Afterlife one was okay.
I love
Frozen Empire was awful.
The Frozen Empire was just a redo of the very first one.
So dumb. I hate when they do what I like. I hate when they Goonie a movie where they take it and they throw a bunch of kids in it, and it's like, oh, let's it's the 80s or the 90s, and let's go on an adventure. And they Goonied that movie, and they put a bunch of kids in there. I didn't watch Ghostbusters because I wanted watch a bunch of kids fight ghosts. I did it so I could watch a bunch of comedians fight ghosts.
The thing I didn't like about that one is there is just no logical way that everybody in that freaking small town ended up in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Just no way. I mean, anyway, so yes, The one where they all turn 30.
Yes. Very nice.
All right, here we go. This is. I think you might get both of these. Let's give it a go, shall we? You want to do
give it a
movie or
go.
director first?
Let's do the movie.
Movie. All right. 160th greatest movie of all time is a 1984 movie.
Ghostbusters.
Ding ding. No, just kidding. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be crazy.
I didn't look up this person's first name, but Leone is the last name of the director.
Leone.
Leone.
Oh my God, he's a famous
who's
director. Yeah.
Here's who's in it, because these are all famous people: Robert De Niro, James Wood, Joe Pesci, Jennifer Connelly, Elizabeth McGovern.
Once Upon a Time in America.
Yay!
Yeah, good movie.
Good for you.
Sergio Leone, greatest movie he ever made.
Really, I've never seen it. It's worth a watch now.
It's the director's cut. So this is a very well-known movie in like cinephiles circles as to why you should let the director have final cut. So the original one, Leone did the cut on the movie, and it was like 4.5 hours long. The studio said that's too long, so the studio hired a new editor to go in and cut it down to like 2.5 hours, and the movie was lambasted. It was like it got horrible reviews. Everybody hated it. And then like a year or two later, they let him put his full 4.5 version out, and it was considered a masterpiece.
Oh, wow.
Because it told a whole full rounded story. I have seen the full 4.5 hour one. Amazing. So good.
All right.
You should definitely watch it. It's like
All right.
Godfather good.
Okay. I'll check it out. I mean, the cast is great. Although
Yeah, it's a
I'm
great
not,
cast.
James Wood is just interesting.
No, James Wood now sucks a dick. James Woods in the 80s and the 90s was sucked a dick.
If James Wood actually did suck a dick, then James Wood would probably not like James Wood.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah. Maybe he would, though. I don't know. Give it a shot. Let us know what you think.
80s and 90s James Wood was top notch. He was a good actor back then.
Look, he plays a bad person so well. It's crazy.
He does. He plays it so well, it infiltrated his mind and turned him into a bad guy.
Look, Ghost of Mississippi.
So good. He's Oscar nominated. Yeah, so good in that. Contact. He was great in Contact.
Family Guy.
Hit Family Guy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Poor James Woods. What happened to you?
All right. So here we go. This one might be a little tough. I could give you a clue, but that'll kind of give it away. 160th greatest director of all time. Here's a clue.
Okay.
This person's name, I believe, is the same as a very famous actor, but it's not the actor, it's a director. Anyway, here we go. So here are some movies that this director did. Blitz, Lover's Rock, Mangrove, but this one's the most famous.
Oh, Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That threw me off. When I looked it up, I was like, oh, that's not the Steve McQueen I was thinking.
He did 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, it was the last one I was going to do.
Blitz was the most. He did the Blitz last year. And it's got, remember that movie Brooklyn with Saoirse Ronan?
Wait, that's the one where the Irish people.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I love that movie? It's ridiculous.
So much.
This is not even a lie. I watched that movie 2.5 times in a row. Like, I sat down and watched it, and I liked it so much. I have to watch this again right now. And then I was like, I have to watch it again right now. And halfway through, I was like, this is absurd. This is
absurd.
Like,
I did that. I've done that with a couple of movies. Most recently with Red, White, and Royal Blue. We'll bring that back up later on.
We will. I feel like, yeah. So, yeah, I think it was like the guy was so endearing. I thought.
Oh, the guy is, and I love Saoirse Ronan as an actress. She annoys me in that movie, but that guy, like, he deserves all the happiness in the world. He is like the original golden retriever guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say he's like Ryan Gosling in the Notebook that everybody loves. Yeah, but Ryan Gosling's a little harder in The Notebook than this guy is. He's just like
He's just
He's just
so
like the
good. He just
sweetest,
yeah.
nicest. Like, yeah, that's what I remember about
Anyway,
him.
the link there is Saoirse Ronan is in Blitz, and it's a very good. It's a World War II movie he did, and it's very good.
Hey, speaking of, have you seen Nuremberg?
Yes.
Is it good?
No.
Oh, it's long. It's
listen,
2.5 hours.
it's a good movie. There are bits of it that kind of throw me off with it because I feel like there's scenes in it where it feels like they're going for like the laugh to kind of add a little bit of levity to this serious subject. So they like go for the kind of the chuckle. But Rami Malek, and I love him. He seems like a really nice guy, but he is so horribly cast in this. It is not a good role for him. I feel like it would have been better suited for someone with a little more, I don't know, depth. I don't feel like he has a lot of depth in his acting. But Russell Crowe is amazing in it. Russell Crowe, he is so evil in it, and he's so good
because he
at
didn't have to sing, right?
Yeah.
Was Rami Malek in Oppenheimer?
Yes, for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the scene? Was he in the scene where the Oscar-winning scene, Oscar-nominating scene,
the courtroom scene? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's probably what got him cast in this
Maybe,
Nuremberg movie.
Yeah. It's not who I think of when I think of who this guy was, because it's rooted in a true story, and I don't think of Rami Malek when I think of who this guy was.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely worth a watch if you can like get it for like streaming for free or for like $3.
I can watch a World War II. Now I'm drinking.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, I'm definitely, this caffeine's really kicking in. I must not have eaten a lot today. I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyway, how was your week?
My week was very uneventful, so I don't have a whole lot, honestly, for my week. The most obvious thing that happened this week is I got new glasses. Well, obvious for those who are watching the video, not for those who are listening. Those who are listening have no idea that I got new glasses.
You were just doing a Warby Parker commercial.
I should. I got these from the VA, so it's very weird getting glasses from the VA because obviously it's free. So I can't really complain, but they always have the smallest, cheapest looking selection. And I was looking for something more, black framed. I wanted something ovally. They had the most Harry Potter looking glasses there that I was so close to getting, like perfectly round Harry Potter glasses. But I was like, those have been cool for like a day, and then I'd have gotten annoyed with them.
Do you know who you're talking to? Is my bag in here?
Your bag?
Hold 1 second. Keep talking. I'm going to show you.
So I got new glasses. And they're, for those who are listening and not watching, they're more ovally, but they're black framed. When I got home, Chris was like, they look like journalist glasses. He goes, they look like glasses that a journalist would wear. So I was like, cool. The only thing, like the new big thing about these glasses is I have reached the age, because I am nearsighted. So I have always been able to see close distances. I put my glasses on to watch TV, to drive or whatever. But when I'm like reading or I'm sitting on the couch, I'm on my phone, I take my glasses off. Recently, I've had to pull the phone in a little closer. And the doctor says you're at that age where your nearsightedness is starting to go. So now these are what they call progressive lenses.
Oh.
So if I look straight ahead, clear. If I put my phone here and I look down my nose, I can read because they're progressive.
Aw. You have woke glasses.
I have woke glasses. Not only are they progressive, but they wanted to take me that extra step. And he goes, do you want trans glasses? And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, the transition lenses where they go to sunglasses. And I said,
surprised.
No, sir, I'm not that woke.
The federal government hasn't had some executive order to change the name of the lenses or arrest every ophthalmologist.
Yeah. Now I opted against getting the transition lenses because I remember back in the day, like when they first came out, my brother wore glasses and he got them. And he'd go outside and they'd turn sunglasses, great. But then he'd come in and it would take like 45 minutes for them to go back to regular glasses. And I was like, I don't want to be walking around for
Yeah.
45 minutes at work with sunglasses on until
Right.
they cool down.
Also, they suck. Well, this won't affect you, but they suck when you're driving because they don't turn to sunglasses when you're driving because you've got a shade over you. So
Ah.
that it's really maybe they've changed.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's been 20
know, that's
years
why I
since
said it won't
Charlie
matter
wore
to him.
them, but maybe they've advanced the technology where they transition quicker. But I was like, I don't want to risk it. Oh, I'm being told by Caitlin they do. Maybe my next pair, I'll transition with them.
I know. You know, here's what you go with, right? I was at the store yesterday with Dylan. He needed to get glasses, so he gets the frames. You see those commercials now where they're just all a magnet and you just throw a thing on them. So he has the magnet sunglasses, but also you could change them to like red glasses by throwing a red frame over it. That's the way to go. I would do that.
I think I'm going to do that.
I was looking for my bag because you said those round Harry Potter glasses and that you didn't think they were cool. Those are my readers. You remember those things?
I know.
Big, thick, round. I love.
I remember.
This is like I could lose my paycheck, like every paycheck, in buying weird glasses. Like I turned into that old guy. That's like
you've become Elton John.
I know. I look at Elton John's glasses and I like this guy. Like, do not assume the gender of my eyes. So we go into this thing, and the guy's like, "Oh, the men's glasses are over here," and I'm like, "I want big fucking Jackie O's.
Yeah,
like I want or Harry Carey's, Cubs
win.
Oh,
Harry Carey's. Yeah, I would love Harry Carey's.
Right. Like, I just think, like, have some personality in them. So,
yeah. So, and I don't know why. It's just, there's periods of my year where it's like all my doctor visits are all crammed into like 1 month. So, like, this past last week, and then for the next 3 weeks, I have like 12 doctor's appointments. So it's it's not like, I'm not like dying. At least I don't think I am. But it's like my annual stuff. It's my vision, to get my new glasses. They're working on getting me a new CPAP machine, but they want to see if my sleep apnea has changed at all. So I have to go for another sleep study, and then I need to get my machine adjusted, and then my anal pap is due. You know how I am about being regular with my anal pap.
Wow.
Particularly lately.
Is that sign language for anal pap?
Did I? No.
You were like, hey.
That's me pulling the polyps off.
Oh, okay. I was like, I hope that's not how they do it. Like,
yeah. They're like,
I'll take this to the lab.
But no, like James Vanderbeek, Catherine O'Hara, and then Chadwick Boseman all had a digestive system cancer, whether it was colon cancer, rectal cancer, anal cancer, any one of the, I don't know specifically, but it was all had to do with the digestive tract. And I am paranoid about that shit. So literally, I am paranoid about that shit.
I cannot think. I mean, listen, cancer sucks all around, and cancer's painful all around. I had a friend who died of like rectal cancer.
Elmo.
And yeah. And it's so like the thought of like that thing just like cancer being there, that's just like, it sounds excruciating to me.
Yeah.
And I am right there with you on that paranoia.
Yeah.
About
I am
that.
So I get my annual anal pap smear. So I have that coming up. And I've had, how I think I've talked about this. They thought I had allergies because I kept getting stuffed up. And then they did a blood test on me and said, you don't have allergies. So they had me last week go to an ENT. So I'm sitting out there. I hope my ENT is not listening to this podcast. Although if he is, that means he might be gay. And then call me.
Oh, is he hot?
Oh my God, he was so hot. I don't know what it is about the New York VA, but they hire young, hot doctors that are like fresh out of college. And it's going to get to the point I'm afraid.
I'm still too old to enlist, right?
Yeah. I'm afraid next week to go to my proctologist, because if I go in and he's hot, he's not looking at my asshole.
Look, I don't mind sharing this.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Of course. Yeah.
I had a very large hemorrhoid about the time that I was doing my community service for getting arrested, which led to my sobriety. And I was doing my community service when this like hemorrhoid popped.
God! I don't like this. Even this, I don't like this talk.
It was like, I was seriously like balling up rolls of toilet paper and putting it in my pants
God.
to like stop this from. And I was like calling Jen, and I was like, I'm in community service. I can't leave. I get kicked out of the program, and then I'm back in court. Like, let's just get this. So I couldn't leave, and I was like, can you bring me a tampon or something? Like,
Oh my God.
anyway. But then I finished the or the community service, and I go home, and Jen's like, maybe we should go to the hospital just to make sure that you're not bleeding too much. And that nurse walked in, and he was so cute. And I was like,
that's the worst.
You're gonna have to look at my bleeding butthole. I was so upset by it.
Yeah, when this was a couple of years ago, my proctologist in Orlando, he's an old curmudgeon-y colonel from the military, so I did not mind him looking in my asshole.
Look, what's worse though? What's worse? You walk in there and the proctologist is hot, or your ophthalmologist is hot. That sounds worse.
Proctologist is worse, and here's why: because it doesn't matter if you're hot or not. You said optometrist, right?
Right. Because like, what if he's hot and he gets like inches from your face and is looking in your eye?
It doesn't matter. I giggle either. It doesn't matter if they're hot or not. I giggle, and I even apologized to my optometrist before I started. I was like, listen, we're going to get to that point where you're going to put that light, and all I see is your eyeball right here. I said, I am going to laugh at you. It's not you. It's the fact that you're right there, and it cracks me up. I have never gone to an eye doctor that I didn't laugh when they got that close to my face. So I don't mind if they're hot or not.
I picture
I'm laugh
a
either
hot
way.
ophthalmologist getting like close to your eye with that thing, and then you just whispering.
And then just lean first and kiss him.
No. You would have to ask consent first.
Oh, I would.
You would just lean forward and just go, I love you.
No, because the same thing would happen back there. He'd get down there close, and my asshole would be like, I love you.
He just puts that swab in there, and Jeremy just goes, I love you.
I love you. No, but when I was, this was a couple of years ago, he had a resident who was doing his internship, or whatever it is doctors do. And he goes, do you mind if he comes in and observes? I was like, no, that's fine. And a super hot guy walked in. No joke. I said, you stay up by my head. I said, the doctor can get back to me. I said, I don't want you looking in my asshole. You stay up by my head. And he laughed and he said, okay. I could not, I in good conscience could not have the hot guy look into my asshole. I just felt really uncomfortable. And I was like, you can stay in the room, but you cannot go back there.
I don't want anybody looking at my asshole.
No,
honestly.
but I mean, the old guy, I didn't mind. He'd done it many
fear.
times. So
I have a fear that they're going to look at my asshole and they're going to just be like, "Whew, this asshole's seen some shit."
It sure has.
This asshole
hasn't all assholes seen some
rode
shit?
hard and put away wet. I think some have taken a beating more than others. I'm just saying. This youth group is going to come in here any minute now. We got to move on from this conversation.
Anyway, so I saw my ENT. I don't know how we went from ear, nose, and throat to assholes, but
it's a natural track.
hot ENT comes in, and he looks at my ears, says my ears look good. Looks at my throat, says my throat looks very good, and then looks at my nose, and he says your nose looks good. He goes, I forget what he calls them. There's like these little knobs, like these little polyps we all have in our nose that have the little hairs on them, and they filter out dust and stuff to keep it from going in. Apparently mine are larger than normal. And we'll call them,
you know what that means?
Bulbs. I don't remember what the actual name is, but we'll say he called them bulbs. He goes, your bulbs are bigger than normal. And I said, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And he goes, it's a nothing thing. He goes, some people have bigger bulbs than other people. And he goes, but what it is when you get like clogged or you get, sinus infection or you get sick or whatever. He goes, they get inflamed more so because they're bigger. And he goes, they push on the little nasal passages you have. And that's why you get that clicking and popping in your ear. So I said, so what do we have to do about that? And he goes, I'm going to put you on Flonase. So I'm on Flonase. He goes, take that and it'll shrink them down a little bit. He goes, but it's not a big thing. He says what's triggering it is the cross between the CPAP and the large bulbs. So the CPAP is constantly blowing air in there, which is agitating the big bulbs, and it's making the little tubes close up. So I'm just gonna be on Flonase. I'm like, whatever, just pile another drug on top of whatever it is I fucking have to take.
Is this what our podcast is turning into? It's
Yeah.
gonna be about
a couple of
doctors'
old
visits
people.
and medications.
Yeah. But there's something a little degrading.
We open up to a whole new audience. Now
I
all
know.
the 80-year-old women want to listen.
There's something a little degrading about having some hot doctor just be like, here's another drug to get out of my
Your
office.
doctor sounds smart. I want to go to your doctor.
He's super smart and
I just
super cute.
Now I just want to I got that thing.
Yeah.
I want to, I'd like somebody smart to resolve this. Like, is Dr. House available?
I
he
wish
got
I had a
canceled.
Dr. House.
His show got canceled.
Yeah. You know who I don't want? That one guy. What is it? He's.
You were gonna make
guy.
a joke, and
No, it's the skinny guy. He was in. I think he was on that TV show that was like the Psycho prequel, Bates Motel.
Oh, The Good Doctor.
Is that what it's called? The Good Doctor?
Yeah, that's the show. Yeah.
Okay. There is a clip all over TikTok of him crying, and he's like, "I'm a good doctor." I did not know that was the name of the show, which makes him yelling, "I'm a good doctor."
I think
all
that
the most more
understand
hilarious.
the premise of the show before
Oh.
too much laughing about it.
No. I am aware that it sounds terrible. I am aware of the premise of the show. It still cracks me up.
He's not wrong. He is a good doctor.
I hear that from him.
Yeah. I'm going to do that at the next retreat. It's all this podcast is helping with the next retreat. I'm just going to start yelling, like hitting my head and yelling, I'm a good publisher.
I'm a good publisher. Anyway, I forget how we got there, but he's a good doctor. Hence the name of the show.
Yeah. I haven't had a panic attack yet, but I imagine they suck.
They do. I have them all the time. Well, not all the time anymore. I used to have them all the time. Now I just have like mild anxiety, but I used to get panic attacks all the time, and they suck.
Yeah, they must. What else did you do this week? Is that the big story?
That's basically it. The snow melted, so it melted pretty quickly. So the streets kind of cleared up. It's now cold rain. We're in
There's
cold
still
rain
piles
season.
of it though, right?
No, most of the piles are gone. There's like one here or there, but like they were really good. Mamdani was paying people $30 an hour to shovel snow, and like half the city fucking came out to shovel snow. So it was like gone in a day.
I did see some. I FaceTime with somebody today, and they showed me piles of snow.
Oh,
but that's uptown.
They must have been in a neighborhood that the city doesn't care about. Our
It's
streets
uptown.
are clear.
Who cares about uptown?
Nobody gives a shit about uptown.
It's quiet uptown.
It's quiet uptown because nobody's up there. They're
That's
all
what
stuck
Lin-Manuel
in snow.
says.
But it's rained now, and we're gonna get up into the 70s next week.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, makes me sad.
You're like a Floridian again.
I'm not ready for the hot weather. Not ready. The only other thing that I found very sad this past week, other than we went to war with Iran, is that the queer book club I joined, they postponed the first meeting. So they're not meeting until next month now.
Is it because somebody's order of the Cliff Notes didn't come in?
Probably. I think they just couldn't get everybody's schedule together.
Until last Monday, or whatever day it was, Monday or Tuesday, when you talked about the gay book club on the podcast, I had never heard of the gay book club, of a gay book club at all.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing softball, and I hear these two guys in the stands talking, and somebody was like, "Of course there's drama. It's a gay book club." And I went, "What? There's two?
They're all over the place now.
I had
It's
no
a new
idea."
thing.
Good for you gays for reading and not just looking at the pictures.
Once they take our internet away, because we're not part of the ruling class, all we'll have is books until they burn them.
Yeah. And then all you have is telling stories to each other until they don't let you speak.
Yep. Oh, and then it'll be like the
just like
Man's Tale.
Just like the goat in Wicked.
Oh. It's very sad. No one mourns the wicked.
No one.
So no one will mourn us. Anyway, how was your week?
Look, my week was okay.
Yeah.
There was a dramatic thing that happened, and it's just dramatic to me. I don't want my life to be this saga of like updating all the time, this thing that's going on in my life. I will say though, no visuals of rats,
Okay.
no sounds, no signs. 2 weeks now. This is pretty good. I think we got them.
All right.
I mean, the guy had to come out and get because there were 2, but I think it's the 2 that were up there. It's like mommy and daddy. You know, they got rid of the babies the week before, and now boom, they got these. I think we're done with it. I don't knock on wood. So anyway, that's good news. But here's I think I was very optimistic last time, and I was like, we're buying things, we're ordering things are moving along, the variance is moving along, and this is all going well. And so I got an email like Tuesday from the contractor, and he's like, hey, here's what I was sent as the timeline, just so that you have an idea of what's going on here. And there's like this thing where like the variance board has to meet, and they say they're going to approve this variance, but they can't officially approve it until they meet. So that meeting happens like March 18th. And then they have to, once they decide this is our recommendation, then they send that to city council, and then the city council has to vote on it. And that's how it all goes. And the city council basically is going to say, oh, they recommended we approve it. It's all good. Then they send me a letter saying variance approved. Everything can move forward. Do you know when that city council meeting is?
I'm guessing it's not tomorrow.
20th. April 20th. Now
hey,
there's
420.
There's a meeting on March 16th of the city council, and since they're all going to approve it, can't they just get into that meeting? Apparently not. So I emailed the person. I emailed a bunch of people. I emailed my city council member, who I have yet to hear from.
Name names. I hate when people say things and they don't name names. Let's hear who your city council member is.
I only remember his first name.
Robert?
Tony.
Tony.
So I emailed Tony, and I said,
Damn
hey,
it, Tony.
And I'm just like, hey, can you give me an idea? I just want to know what track I'm on, because I see there's this track, this one I like, and then I see this other one, but everybody says that it's approved. Like it's going to be approved. Like there's already comments on the variant saying like approved. We're going to approve this. We're going to approve this. So it's like, can we move this along and get into that thing? I get it. It's a bureaucracy. There's a system. I'm asking for a favor. So don't be listening now and saying, this guy's talking shit about us on the podcast, so we're going to nix it. That would suck too.
That would.
So, but here's what
I have his full name in front of me. You want me to say it?
No. Here's what sent me. I don't want people. I know that people can narrow down where you live. I just don't want them to narrow down where I live. So I emailed the project coordinator for this whole thing at the city, and she responds and says, "Yeah, April 20th." But I notice that there's a shed in your backyard that's sitting on a platform, and it's not permitted. So let's go ahead and start working on that.
Wait a minute. There's a what?
A shed.
Oh, a shed.
In order, we're doing a garage conversion. So we took everything from the garage and put it in a shed in the backyard. So I paid $750 for this new shed. I spent $750 on the wood to make the platform and made this platform and everything like that. But when I put the platform down and the shed down, it wasn't 5 feet from the back fence. So now they're like, you have to move it and get it permitted.
It's your shed in your backyard.
And my head exploded. Oh, but it could be a safety hazard for people if it's not strapped down properly. And
there's a lot of reasons I left Florida. But one of the reasons I thought about staying is I thought you were the home of the free. I thought y'all were allowed to do whatever you want.
I think that, you can stand your ground, but if you want to build anything on your ground, you have to pay for it. So I spiraled. Like it was a crazy weekend. And I think there was like really heated discussions between me and Jen and Dylan about like what the best move was. Cause Dylan basically was like, well, let's buy a smaller shed. Let's cut the 4 feet out of the room, use that as storage, and buy a smaller shed, and that way we have this, and then we can move forward, and it all gets done like in 3 weeks, and we're done with it. And I, in a fit, was like, no,
we will keep my full-size shed.
No, I said scrap the whole damn thing. I was like, we'll get the bathroom built, we'll scrap everything else, we'll put it up. And so, in my rage of telling this to the contractor, who was like, hey man, calm down. Everything's good. He's like, well, just
Is your
we'll come-
contractor Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey?
he's like, we'll move it. It'll be all right, all right, all right. It's like, so what? He's like, we'll just slowly pull it away from the. And I was like, we can't move it. It'll break. And I spent $750. I was losing it. And you know, he's like, I'm gonna come out on Monday. We're gonna talk about all this. And so I met him, and he just kind of talked me off that ledge. He's like, in the meantime, let's go ahead and get those windows installed and those doors installed, and you know, basically like, let's get this project far enough along that you can't back out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. But it was just it was aggravating because it was kind of like, you know, you're asking like, hey, can we get some help on this? And it's like, oh, I noticed, like, let's go back there and inspect every little thing and make sure it's all up. But I get it. I understand how it all works. When we built that shed, we built the shed. We put the platform down and built the shed. And then I looked at the stuff and I said, but you know, I looked around. You know, if the city's listening, pay attention to this part. You can stand in my yard. You don't even have to get on a platform to look around and see that every single house around us has a shed up against their fence, in the back of the fence. Now, the problem with ours is that we have an easement. There's a power line that runs along the back of our fence. So
Yeah.
we need to be 5 feet in front of it. I get it. So we're going to make the change, and it's all fine. Hopefully the shed doesn't fall apart when they move it. The contractor was able to talk to me and Dylan. It was like and said, Dylan, you're so far into this, to give up that 4 feet now wouldn't make a lot of sense. So let's just deep breaths. It's all going to be fine. So we kind of, he talked us off the ledge a little bit, and the door got delivered today, and he found windows that he could pick up right away. And so it's all moving forward. So that's kind of fine.
Very
But
nice.
it was a tough 48 hours for us.
Yeah.
Made us do crazy things. So that was that. What else do I got for you? Oh, this is fun stuff. Kind of. I watched The Burbs. Have you seen that? Have you watched that?
I have seen the original movie, The Burbs. Remember, with Tom Hanks in the 80s?
Yeah.
Good movie.
And I recently found out that Corey Feldman was in it.
Yeah.
He makes a
Feldman's in it, yeah.
cameo, as
So is
does
Carrie
Tom
Fisher.
Hanks.
Oh, in this?
Yeah, in the series. He makes a cameo in it, and Tom Hanks, his face makes a cameo in it. But it's a picture of
Oh, gotcha. Now,
That-
is this, because I haven't like looked too deep into it, but is this a spin-off or a remake of that original The Burbs?
I think it's I haven't seen The Burbs, and if I have, it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it. I think it's just about somebody that moves into a neighborhood and thinks their neighbor's killing people. I don't know if is that
This
The Burbs?
show or
This
well,
show.
it's people move into the neighborhood and the people in the neighborhood think that they are murderers.
Oh no, this is more like people move into it and they think, oh no, yeah, because somebody does move in. It's like there's this history of this town. This person went missing, and they think that the person that moves into the house had something to do with it, and so it's like all these.
Oh, okay. So
shenanigans.
it's not like a show remake of that movie.
No.
Okay.
It's really interesting. I am a huge fan of Keke Palmer.
Yeah.
Huge fan, and she's really good in this. The whole neighborhood is there's I don't know who the people are in it, but just this one actress. She's a comedian, and she's kind of bigger, and she's hilarious in this. It's got somebody from Designing Women, one of the lesser known. It's not.
One of the less known ladies.
Well, I mean, it's not the ones that are already famous. Like, she hasn't
Yeah.
been anything in a while. Something
Not
Lily,
Annie
Lily
Potts,
something.
Not who else was
Yeah.
in
The one that the
not
one
the
that,
Hacks girl.
Yeah, whatever her
Yeah.
name is. For some
Not
reason.
Delta Burt because she died.
Yeah, no, it's the blonde, short blonde hair, like a bob.
Okay. Oh,
Anyway.
okay. I know who you're talking about.
So that was really good. And then I watched this. I just loved this movie. I knew I would like it, but I didn't know that I would love it. Have you seen Song Sung Blue?
No.
I loved it.
I don't care for Neil Diamond. And I know it's not Neil Diamond. I know it's an
It's
impersonator of Neil Diamond. And I know Kate Hudson's nominated for an Oscar, and
She's great.
and she's
so
fantastic
good.
in it. But it's one I'll probably watch it when it's streaming somewhere. But it's not one of those movies that I was like, damn it, I gotta drop everything and go see this.
It is streaming. I watched it for free.
Oh, where's it streaming?
I don't know. I don't know where I watched it, but I did because I
Okay.
was gonna watch something else, and then it was like, oh, we were gonna have to pay $19 for it. We were gonna watch Marty Supreme, but I think it's either Peacock or Amazon or something like that. It might be Peacock.
Okay, now that it's free, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, I obviously, my taste in music is terrible, and I love Neil Diamond's music, so that probably has a lot to do with it. But it's really
it's
just
on Peacock. Yeah,
it's a story about these two people who just want to do this thing with their lives. They don't make it big. They're not huge stars. They're like local, like infamous local celebrities. Do you remember in Orlando back there used to be the Fox Lounge down the street? There was like a Best Western, and it was like the Red Fox Lounge or something like that. And there was a guy that played a piano, and his wife sang, and they were Orlando famous. Like they were an institution. And this couple kind of reminds me of that, where like in Minnesota they became really cool.
Listen, and I don't want this to come across how it's probably going to come across, but since I've moved to New York, I've realized there's a lot of people in Orlando who are Orlando famous. So I get what you're saying.
Hey, look, don't act like New York is immune from this. There are people in New York
I'm sure there are
that are
when you
show
live
bar
in Orlando,
famous.
yeah, when you live in a city, for example, Orlando, for 15, 20, 30 years, and you see these people and it's like, oh, they got a show here and they're doing this and doing that. In your world, because your world is that city you're in, it's like, holy shit, everybody knows who they are. They're like a big deal. And then when you leave that city, and I won't say a particular person, but here's an example. Pulse. Pulse was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like around the world. Pulse was huge in Orlando. The further you get away from Orlando, the less of a big deal it is. So like our tattoos. We all went and got tattoos with the Pulse, something to do with Pulse. In Orlando, people know what that means. They see it. They know that's what happened at Pulse. When I visited family in Georgia or North Dakota, and people see that, they think that I am in the medical field. And when I say, no, that's because of what happened at Pulse, their first question is, what is Pulse? It's not it's not thought about the way that it's thought about in Orlando. And that's kind of the thing with, like, you see these people and they perform and they're all over the place. And then you leave and you're like, outside of Orlando, maybe they don't know who George Estevez is, or Carlos Guillermo Smith, or Brandon Wolf. Like, they outside of Orlando, people are like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think the same thing goes for locally neighborhoods in New York too. Like,
No,
Elaine,
everybody knows these people.
What's her name? I forgot her name again already. I always want to say Elaine Bennis. But I think
Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Yeah, so that's not it. It's Elaine something.
I love her.
It's not
I think the world knows her.
There's a girl that sings Don't Tell Mamas, and she's hilarious. And,
Don't Tell Mama.
And so in that sort of circuit there in New York, like, she's this great performer. But if I brought her up here, nobody would know. The exception to that rule, of course, is Terry White, who I ran into somebody in Orlando, and I mentioned Terry White's name, and they were like, "Oh my God, I love her!" And I was like, "How do you know who she is?"
Terry White?
Yeah, she used to be she was a Broadway performer. Got down on her luck. Ended up working at piano bars.
Oh,
actually, and when she got married at some point, and Liza Minnelli had introduced her and her wife. Oh. But anyway, Terry White is an incredible singer. I don't think she performs much anymore, but
yeah. You know who else is an incredible singer? Liza Minnelli. She doesn't perform much either, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so that was basically my week.
Nice.
This coming week is going to be a lot more active,
Yeah.
I guess, because I'm going to see a show
Same.
tonight. Tomorrow we have the fair and all this other kind of stuff. So
I
have plenty to
too.
talk about next week.
Oh, I forgot about this. I will have something to talk about this week. You remember that show that you and I went to at the Garden Theater with the guy from Seinfeld?
Yes.
Yes.
What's
Guess
his
who's
name?
in New York? John Hurley.
John Hurley.
Guess who's in New York doing that show?
Brad Pitt.
No, but could you imagine? Could you imagine? No, Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Doing
and I'm
that
going
show?
to this show on Friday, and
Wait
I
a
am
minute.
on
Did I-
stage with him.
Why in my brain am I thinking that show was like some kind of a real? Oh, it is that show because it has that audience participation.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought that show was actually John Hurley's
So did
life.
I. And then I looked into it, and like a bunch of famous people have done this show before. And Daniel Radcliffe is the most recent. And I was sent a text message because I'm part of this like Broadway, get the news now. And they sent me a discount code if I wanted to sit on stage with them. So I am sitting on stage with Daniel Radcliffe on Friday.
I bet that he's going to be really good at that.
Yeah. I bet
I
he
don't know
will
if
be.
you heard that, but Caitlin yelled, "Take a picture for social media."
I will do my damnedest.
I mean,
But
at
I'm
least
right up
take
front.
a picture out, like before it starts.
I am
or
in
whatever.
CAAA. I'm in AAA. On right
Can
there.
you change my tire?
And I will, yeah. And I'm gonna dress because I remember a scene in there. Remember he pulls somebody on the audience to play his dad? I'm
Yeah.
gonna dress so dad that he picks me to play his father. And then I'll get a photo of it for you, Caitlin.
I feel like you have the sweater for that. I hope it's
I
not
bet I
70
do.
degrees outside.
No. No. It's gonna be in like the 40s. It's gonna be
I was like, "Are you doing a donkey impression? What's
No.
happening?"
my first thought was like, damn, it's gonna be hot. But no, it's gonna be like 40 on Friday. So I should be good.
Oh, okay.
Sweater weather. Be good sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Well, that's exciting.
Yes.
That's
And
what's so
I have
nice about being
I have
there.
my ass appointment earlier that day. So I'm gonna have my ass looked at, and then I'm gonna go hang out with Harry
so you
Potter.
are like somebody's father. So
all right. So we watched something. As we do.
I'm excited about it. I don't know. I think we had something lined up, or I don't know.
There was
but
a
then I found
a
out,
2-part documentary we're gonna
the
watch.
glitter murders at the glitter ball or something. We were
which
gonna
is
watch
coming.
that.
Yeah, that's coming. But there is a short film that we had been turned on to a couple of months ago, but there wasn't a way for us to watch it. It recently has been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Live Action Short. And then it's been put up on YouTube. So we watched it. It's a 21-minute short film called A Friend of Dorothy. It is one of 2 LGBT-themed films that have been nominated for Oscars. This and then the documentary that we watched about... Oh, shit. What was that documentary called? We just watched it a couple of weeks ago.
We watched
on
the
Apple
documentary
TV.
recently?
Remember about the lady who was dying?
Oh, yeah, that was so good.
Yeah.
Something about See Me in the Good Light or Catch Me in the Good Light.
Catch Me in the Good Light, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's nominated for Best Documentary Feature, and then this is nominated for Best Live Action Short. It's funny because I looked into it. It's a British.
I have to correct us. It's Come See Me in the Good Light. I
we
only
go.
wanted to correct us because it started to sound like the Catch Me Outside girl.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I wanted to be like, no, it's not. It's not like that.
But that is on Apple TV. Check it out. I remember you liking it a lot more than I did, but it is still worth watching. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And then catch this outside on YouTube because it is free there. But it is a British short comedy, which I find hilarious. It got nominated for an Oscar, but was not nominated for a BAFTA.
Really?
Because they nominate only British short films. You have to be a British short film, and this is a British short film. I'm like, why didn't it get nominated? But it's called A Friend of Dorothy.
Politics.
It stars Miriam Margolyes, who... Did you look at some of the things she's been in? I think she's most well known for most audiences as she was in Harry Potter as Professor Sprout.
She is most known to me as a fabulous guest on the Graham Norton show.
Yes, she is amazing on Graham Norton, but she has a BAFTA award. She was in The Age of Innocence, the Martin Scorsese film. She won a BAFTA for that. She was in Little Shop of Horrors. She's the dentist that Steve Martin punches in the face.
Oh. That's funny. She's in Romeo and Juliet.
She is. She's the nurse in that. She
Yeah.
loves her medical fields.
Yeah. Did you see the clip of her on Graham Norton talking about The Age of Innocence and why she hates Winona Ryder? Maybe this is
No.
why I love her so much.
I saw the one where she talked about how she met Laurence Olivier. I'll let you tell your
Yeah.
story, and then I'll tell the Laurence Olivier
Yeah.
one.
I will say after the movie, YouTube just played every Graham Norton clip that she was on, and so
And she's on all the time.
like an hour and a half before Dylan just picked up the remote and said enough, turn it off. Like it cracks me up, and she's hilarious. But yeah, no,
I love her, and
she
she's
said,
a lesbian.
Yeah.
She
said, she's I hate Winona Ryder, and then and so of course Graham Norton's like, why? And she's like,
that hurts me. I
"Ugh."
love Winona
She
Ryder.
gets so mad about it. She goes, because I was in Age of Innocence with her, and she's like, and I was brilliant, and I deserved an Oscar nomination, but because Winona Ryder didn't go in, they didn't put her in as a best actress in a leading role. They put her as supporting role, so they didn't enter her as supporting actress, and she was mad and said I should Winona Ryder.
That's not Winona Ryder's fault.
And
the
then
studio did
then
that.
Graham Norton goes, that bitch, and she was like, I know. Cracks me up.
Aw, poor. I like Winona Ryder, and that's a studio thing. That's not her fault. Although they do that all the time. It's called category fraud, and they take somebody who it's mostly done if they're like a lead. They did
It's mostly
that.
done if it's a drama and it wants to win a comedy award.
Well, that too. But when they take a lead performance and then push them as a supporting role, because they're more likely to win in that category. So that's very sad, because she is very good in Age of Innocence, and she's very good in Little Shop of Horrors. I've never seen anyone take a punch like that.
I don't think it. I'm trying to think of why I like her so much, and I just do. She's got nothing to hide, and she's just hilarious.
And it's not just she does it a lot in this movie, but she also does it on Graham Norton, and I think this is one of the reasons why I love her. She says one a lot. So when people are like, oh, somebody did this, but she'll say, when one does this, and then one will do that. And I was like, I fucking love that shit. It's so British. But she does it all the time. And
Did you want to tell the Laurence Olivier story?
Yes. Okay. So on Graham Norton, she's talking about how when she was a young girl, she met Laurence Olivier, and he was so beautiful and attractive. And this is her words. She says on Graham Norton show, I literally creamed in my knickers. And everybody was like, what the fuck she say? She said, I creamed in my knickers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I crack up I scroll because it's on Facebook or on TikTok all the time. Whenever I see that clip, I stop and I watch it, and I crack up every time. The way she says, I creamed in my knickers. Anyway, this movie is nominated for an Academy Award.
She talks about farting, crapping her pants, clogging
she's
toilets.
very open.
She's just, it just cracks me up.
So she plays the titular Dorothy in this, who is this elderly woman who has declining health. Now, the movie opens, spoiler alert, it's only 21 minutes, but spoiler alert, she dies. It opens with the reading of her will. And Stephen Fry is in it, who is in It's a Sin. He's the one who does all the readings for the audiobooks for Harry Potter. So there's a Harry Potter through line through this whole episode.
He's in a lot of movies with her. I noticed that they did a couple of things together. But he's also in Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yes, he's the king. And he's fantastic. And he's also married to a man 30 years his junior.
Oh, is
which
he?
a lot of people talk about. Yeah, they got married when he was the guy was 28 or 29, and he was almost 60. And it was very scandalous at the time.
So this is like the version of one of those films where they get all the gay actors together to make a gay movie.
Yes.
That's really cool. I did look this up though because I was like, who punched this guy in the face? I've never noticed just how crooked his nose is, and so I looked it up. And
Did he break his
apparently-
nose?
Yeah, when he was 6 years old, he what else did I know? When he was a kid, he fell and he fell at a school playground at the age of 6, breaking his nose, and just kept it.
Oh, wow.
Good for
Oh,
him.
damn. Good for him. Well, I mean, not good for breaking nose, but good for accepting your crooked nose. So Stephen Fry plays, his name's Dickie. He is the executor of the will, and there are two gentlemen in front of him. Scott, played by Oscar Lloyd, who is her grandson, and JJ, who is played by, and I apologize if you're listening,
I would just say Alistair.
Alistair.
Don't
No,
even
because
try it.
his name deserves to be known. Alistair Nwachukwu. Nachukwu. He is Nigerian, born or raised in England. And so I was going through, I saved this on my phone. So I was going through making notes as I was watching this and then Googling to see what things they had been in. And I came upon, that's poor choice of words.
Jesus Christ.
I came upon.
You're like Miriam Margolyes.
I creamed in my
creamed in my
literally.
pants.
I came upon his website that I guess, I don't know if he put together or his managers put together, but it's got like his voice reel and his acting reel. And it's just like this continuous reel of him doing like radio jingles and commercials. And apparently he sings. But he's 5'10", 169 pounds, and was willing to play the age range of 18 to 25. But he's got this whole, his waist is 31 inches. His chest is 38 inches. Like, it's just his whole breakdown. Like, if you want to put him in your movie. So I just
because
thought
he doesn't have a resume of shows that he's done. He's been on like 2, and this is one of them.
Well, he was one of the things I found on here. He was in a Netflix show called Shadow and Bone. That is like really, really good. It's a sci-fi fantasy show that was like really good. That it's up and canceled after one season, like Netflix does.
They're gonna buy a studio and then they up and cancel. Yeah, I know how they do.
And now Paramount's gonna own them.
I know. You know, I've been compiling a list of all the shows that I can't watch anymore.
I am like, for no reason whatsoever, I have been like a Warner Brothers bro since I was a kid. Like, it's one of those studios where, like, whenever they make a bad film, I was like, Warner Brothers is awesome and they make amazing films. I don't know what it is. I've just always latched on to Warner Brothers. And the fact that it's getting bought by Paramount is just so infuriating and obnoxious to me.
One can only hope that they're doing all the things that they're doing just to get the sale. And as soon as it's done, they're going to be like, just kidding.
Yeah.
We're normal.
I hope.
Anyway,
I hope.
We'll see. This guy, Alistair, is strikingly handsome.
Very handsome.
Like,
very good actor.
Very good. I latched on immediately to his character. I think he's great.
He's extremely likable. He's just very kind. So the movie, it opens with the reading of the will, but it does a flashback to Dorothy meeting JJ. So JJ knocks on her door or rings her bell. I can't remember if he rings the bell or knocks on the door. I think he rings the bell. Or maybe he knocks on the door. I can't remember. So it doesn't matter. So anyway, it's one of them. So she answers the door, and he kicked his soccer ball. He calls it a football. It's so adorable. He kicks his soccer ball.
They show it later.
Yeah,
it was definitely
a soccer ball. I'm like, are you linebacker, tight end, quarterback? No, that's a soccer ball.
That's it. You know, this is an interesting thing. I hate to interrupt here, but because there was a segment from Miriam that's where she's on the Graham Norton show and she's with this other British actress and they're making fun of Americans for calling things weird things or not understanding. Like, they hate doing American shows because they'll talk to people and nobody knows what they're talking about. And they're like, ugh. And so one lady said, I giggle. She's like, I still giggle every time I hear the word fanning. And do you know why?
Because that means ass?
Because it means ass in America. But do you know what it means to them?
No.
It's the front part.
Oh,
And
it's
so
a
when they
fupa.
call it a fanny pack, they giggle because it's like a pussy pack.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's.
it
I
cracked me
remember
up.
watching an interview with Elizabeth Hurley when she did Austin Powers, and he kept saying shag, and she kept asking the director, "Are we going to be allowed to get away with that?" Apparently, shag is like way worse over there than it is over here. So he kicks his football into her garden, which is her backyard, because they call their backyards a garden. They're such a whimsical people. So
And they say cunt all the time.
I know they love the word.
I
cunt.
love them.
So she answers the door and she's like, "I'll let you get your football if you open this can of prunes for me," because she's an old lady and she's trying to stay regular, so she eats a can of prunes every day.
I will point out that it starts off by showing her trying to open a can of prunes.
She
and
does try to
can't.
open it on her own. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she can't. And that's kind of that's the gist of the show to me. Like that's where it starts like tugging at your heartstrings a little, because you're watching someone who clearly lives alone, unable to do things that to take care of herself,
and
so she can't open them to eat them.
they verbalize this later in the movie, but the overarching theme of this is there's a couple of different things, but one of them is that the cruelty of life, of your body breaking down before your mind does.
Yeah.
And your mind still feeling youthful and like you have things to contribute, but your body won't let you do certain things anymore.
Right.
And it's just sad. And it
And that people just give up on you.
Yeah, that people just give up because you're just old.
This has been popping up in my feed a lot lately, and I don't know why. And then it's like, then it was the theme of this movie, but it's really weird. Like when you're scrolling through headlines that your phone is telling you, oh, read this story. Several times over the last week, this thing has popped up that said, that when it comes to aging, older people aren't depressed because they're lonely. They're depressed because they realize that the connections that they had were situational, and that, and I totally relate to that idea. And I think this movie was a big part of it. It was a big part of this, that she was a important person in the world, and then she got older and stopped doing the things that she was doing, and all of a sudden she was nobody to anyone, even her son. So crazy.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, there's a part you notice as the movie goes on that her son, and she mentions this, and I couldn't help but think of my own mother, because she's like, my son, he was around until he wasn't. And then he decided after his father died, he was going to move to the other side of the world and live his own life. And now I hardly see him. I'm barely a thought in his own life. And I was like, oh my God, I hope my mother doesn't feel that way, that I moved to New York. And I was like, bye, Ma.
Did you call your ma after you watched it?
No, because I watched it like at 2:00 in the morning. And I was like,
she probably appreciates that.
I'll probably call her tonight, though. So while she's in the kitchen, she's looking for the keys to get to unlock the door into her garden to get his ball. He's waiting in her living room.
So many euphemisms in that
sentence.
I know,
right? So he's looking at her bookshelves, and she's got just like, it looks like thousands of written plays. And he's looking at them, and she comes in and he knocks one off the shelf, and it's the play Bent, which is about gay men in the Holocaust.
It's such a good play. There's a movie version of it. And it's great.
And she's like, explains to him that when her husband was alive, it was very important to them to support the arts, and that she has been collecting plays her entire life, and that up until her husband died, they would donate money to aspiring actors and actresses who wanted to go to school to study acting. So she's like going through, pulls out a play and is like, I want you to read for me. Because he's kind of hesitant. He's like, I don't want to. That plays for queers. I don't want to do that. And
she didn't give him any direction whatsoever. He doesn't know anything about this play.
Yeah.
She's like, read this, and he starts reading it.
Now, the play that she hands him is The Inheritance from Matthew Lopez.
Foreshadowing.
And for those who don't know who Matthew Lopez is, shame on you. He is the director of one of the greatest movies of all time, Red, White, and Royal Blue, whom I got to talk to about those hands signing to each other, which changed the entire nation of Vietnam. I just want to say.
Well, now we know how that one guy got his job in this.
Anyway,
I thought that's the connection you were talking about, but no, it was when you said that there was a connection to Red, White, and Royal Blue. You said that's going to come up later.
Yes.
I thought it was because that guy played the king, but no, it's
it's because Matthew Lopez won a Tony for The Inheritance, and his next project was, I'm going to make Red, White, Royal Blue into a movie. So he does a really good reading of that. And there's this connection between them, and they spark up this friendship. And it reminds me of those memes I see where it's like one day you're in high school and all your friends are the same age. And the next day you're working at your job and your best friend is a 60-year-old woman named Eleanor because that's just how life is. You work at the same place, and now your best friend is 40 years older than you.
You are the Uggs 60-year-old Eleanor.
I am. I'm the oldest person there. And I honestly, when we're talking and I tell a story, I know in their heads are like, that's a good story, Grandpa. You've lived a great life.
These fucking people here do that to me all the time.
Yeah. So they're going back and forth. He's going there, opening can after can after can of prunes. He's reading different plays. They're connecting. They're getting to know each other. There's a quick scene just so they let you know. I really wish this was a feature-length film, and I hope they expand it and make it a feature-length film, because in 21 minutes, you connect with these characters, and they do a really good job of making you care about them. But I want to see it flushed out.
Yeah, there's one scene that's just phenomenal. Like, it's just like, it's the whole crux of it. And the whole crux, it was a Harry Potter.
I told you, it's the through line of this particular episode.
It's a conversation between the soccer actor and the old lady. And it's so endearing and intense. It just describes in such a short amount of time how two people who are seemingly so different from each other just see each other for exactly who they are and form a connection and a bond, and it's so great. The only two things that I think that I was disappointed in this show is, one, it needs to be way longer than 21 minutes, like you said. It's that good that just imagine how good it could be if it had more time. And the second is that grandson needs, like, he's a two-dimensional
He's such a
caricature.
He's a caricature.
Just
I wish they would add more layers to him, give him maybe like an arc where he realizes, I've made my grandmother's life about me, and maybe I shouldn't be such a dick.
I will say, though, when this started and he was there, somebody in the room, I'm not going to say who, so that they don't get audited, somebody in the room said, what's Baron Trump doing in this?
He does have a Baron Trump look to him. He does. Yeah. He was in something. What was he in? That's like what it is. He was in Stranger Things, the play in London before it came to New York. He played Jim Hopper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's I looked him up, and he's definitely like a he's done a lot of British stuff.
Yeah.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, because they're British.
Yeah.
So
because he goes to the loo.
Yes. And they have doors. You notice how everything like their living room closes off and their kitchen there's a door for everything. It's not like open layout like most American houses are.
God, I love an open concept. Can you imagine, like,
having a door for everything?
Oh, God, what? I don't understand why anyone would want the kitchen closed off.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, like if you're cooking stuff and you don't want the smells to drift around the house.
Yeah, but I don't want to. If I do most of the cooking. I don't be isolated into the kitchen.
I
What am I? What am I? A woman? I'm just kidding.
Oh. Moving on. So yeah, so as we mentioned in the beginning of she eventually dies, and there's the reading of the will, and the apartment or the house and flat, I think is what they call it, the flat, and things are left to the son, and the grandson gets 50,000 pounds of her money, and then she leaves the
Hermione.
the
This
Hermione.
is such a Harry Potter theme.
You're a podcast, Harry. So she leaves the collection of plays to JJ. I forgot his name for a minute. And
I
then
did earlier. I still called him the soccer actor.
the grandson's like, oh, jolly good show. I got the money. I'm gonna go bang a hooker, and then he leaves because you're right, he's two-dimensional. They really need to work on that character. Everything else in this I loved. And then JJ gets up to leave, and Dickie is like, oh, real quick, she left you a letter, and he gives JJ the play. I think it was the Inheritance. It was either the Inheritance or Ben. I can't remember which one. And there's a letter inside the play, and he steps outside and he opens it, and he opens the letter, and in there is a check for 50,000 pounds saying, go. It's intended to be money for school.
Yeah,
follow your dreams.
When she mentions that she gave a lot of money to the arts, he said, I'm in drama club, and he said it was a hobby. So her note to him said, make it more than a hobby.
Yes.
And was a check for him
now,
to go to that school.
I don't want to depress you about this, but somebody depressed it for me, so I'm going to depress it for you. Somebody, if you go onto IMDb, they have the little, here's some interesting facts about this movie. So one of the facts are, FYI, if he tries to cash the check after she dies, the bank won't honor it. He's not going to be able to get the money, which is very depressing to me.
What if it's a cashier's check?
Well,
it
they
looked
said
like a cashier's check.
Oh, they said on the thing they said it was a personal check. That is a British personal check, and that the bank won't honor it because she's dead.
Well, he better run and see.
Right? I mean, like,
if they haven't notified the banks, but actually,
it's a movie, Jeremy. He'll be able to do whatever he wants.
Yes, the check is from the estate. It's the payout from the estate.
Oh, was it from the estate?
Yeah, that's what we're going with. So he'll be able to, it's like,
when I read that, and the thought that her grandson's out there snorting coke off a hooker's ass, and he can't go to school, I was just so upset. I was like,
now, wouldn't it be fun if it was a longer movie and they showed the him going snorting coke off of the sex workers?
I'd watch it.
And then realized that it was a personal check from her, and that the bank
and now he has to pay all the coke back.
Yeah, and now like they come after him because they're like, I need the coke money, I need the sex worker money, and then he goes to JJ and it's like, please help me.
This just went from a sweet short film to a new Guy Ritchie film.
Listen,
I'd watch
this
it though.
I'd watch it.
Yes, I loved it. Show. I will say, and I was debating whether to say this or not, because about 5-6 years ago, I interviewed a lady, a director. A little lady, a writer-director who wrote a short film that was nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, it was a good one. The animated one?
No. This was a live-action film that she directed. And we had a story in Watermark about it. I interviewed her. I went on Gold Derby that does the rankings and the odds. And in the interview, I told her, listen, I don't want to get up in your head about this, but Gold Derby currently has you favored to win the Oscar. And she was like, oh, no, it would be great if I won, but that's not why I did this. But you could hear it in her voice like, oh, my God, they think I might win. She did not win.
Aw, don't jinx it.
So I really want this to win. Gold Derby has it ranked as number 1 favored to
Oh
win.
no!
So I
It's
think
too
it's going to
early.
win.
It's
No,
too early.
What do you mean it's 2 weeks away?
Yeah, it's too early. You got to get 1 week. A week ago, Timothy Chalamet was favored to win. And I
Oh,
don't think he
right?
is anymore.
He's favored a little bit, but yes, Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan has jumped up
He's
in the
lost
rankings.
steam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a weird political game. I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Now, I
don't
will
think it should
say,
be.
A Friend of Dorothy is like favored to win by like 90%. Even that movie I did the story on, the director wasn't even up 90%. This is
Okay.
this is
This
like
is a-
Jesse Buckley winning Best
It's
Actress numbers.
fantastic. It's
Yeah.
only got 3 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, so there's no score.
Oh, 100%.
But it's 100%. It's 5 grapes. It is
5 grapes.
21 minutes that you will not regret. You should just watch it. It's adorable. It's heartbreaking. It's inspiring and uplifting. It's all the things. It's incredible.
Yeah. It makes you giggle. It makes you laugh. It makes you fart. Miriam would like
Makes
that.
you
That
giggle
makes
like
you
an
fart.
eyeball in your face.
All those prunes, it definitely will make you fart.
I don't think it's gonna make you cream your pants, but it'll
Cream
definitely-
your knickers. What are we, American?
Ah.
We're British now. They're called knickers.
I'm an American. I guess so.
America.
Or as
For now.
or as the Secretary of War might say, I'm a warrior.
Good God.
What an unhinged speech. What a
Jesus.
Did you hear that they're gonna like get rid of like funding for some military school because they're too woke and they're not creating warriors? It reminds me of like living in a van down by a river.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna tell you, Colin Jost is like spot on when it comes to
absolutely.
Also, we didn't talk about this, but Connor's story
My boyfriend
was
and my other
fantastic.
boyfriend, they were on there. I don't know. I have to rewatch the episode because
they were fantastic.
there
was good.
there was a lot of it that was kind of cringy, and I was like, oh God. But I do love him.
The whole like dancer who was hit by a car.
that was
cracking me up.
Okay, I don't want to sound like the little teeny bopper girls on TikTok, but everyone on TikTok is like, that was the only funny skit. And I don't know if you know this, guys, but Connor Story wrote that one. That's a skit that he pitched to SNL. That's his.
But I like the one where he was the being tutored. That was hilarious to me.
The one where he was being tutored.
Yeah, where he was like the tutor and he told the kid, he's like, hey, you can come sit with me at lunch tomorrow.
Oh,
and
yes.
he was like, oh, really?
And then
His creepy songs.
that one was
hilarious.
funny. The one
Michael Che suffered a little bit. Like his jokes were cracking me up.
Oh
but
my God. I
nobody
was
else.
laughing and nobody would laugh. And I was like, why? Guys, he's funny.
Yeah.
The one with Marcel where he's the teacher.
That
That
weird.
one was very cringy.
Yeah.
And then I saw a TikTok later that's one of his teacher. He was doing a parody of one of his teachers that he really liked. And that he did his senior in drama. He did his senior skit of that character of their teacher. So it was like a personal thing. But I was like, if I'm not you and I'm not your teacher, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
I didn't
Looks
go
like
to
you're
that
just,
school.
It looks like you're just being mean to a teacher, you know?
But I did
All right.
appreciate him stripping down to his knickers. I'll tell you who creamed in his knickers
Oh my God.
next week.
We've lost control. All
Anyway,
right.
we will be back next week.
We will.
Until then, the cork is back in the bottle.